If you're trying to gain lean muscle mass, do you know how to gain lean muscle without gaining unnecessary body fat? I've got 3 strategies that you have to know to learn how to bulk right. Welcome to the Sports Nutrition Playbook channel. I'm Amy Goodson, sports dietitian, and today I am talking all things bulking done right. How to gain lean muscle mass without unnecessary fat. I have worked Pee Wee to pro in sports, and I am telling you that athletes of all ages have asked me, how do I gain muscle and not gain fat? I want to gain muscle and get faster and stronger without getting slower and fatter. Well, the reality is you can't just eat whatever you want, when you want, and not worry about it. There's 3 key strategies that I help my athletes dial in on when it comes to bulking up the right way without gaining unnecessary fat mass. So the first strategy is gradually increasing your calorie intake. Lots of athletes will just automatically start eating tons of calories. And while for some that might work, the reality is if you're trying to gain lean muscle mass and not add any extra body fat, you need to be a little more strategic. So starting with adding approximately 500 calories per day can be a great way to see what your body is going to do first. So typically you look at 500 calories a day times 7 days a week, that's 3,500 calories, and often what we call the equivalent of a pound. Now note, lots of especially young athletes aged 12 to 22 are highly metabolically active. You're in a growth and development phase, you're working out a lot, and you're producing lots of testosterone, going through puberty, and all of those things demand nutrition and calories and energy. So oftentimes it takes more than that for an athlete to start to see the strength gains and the muscle mass gains that they're looking for. So start with 500 calories per day. Try that for about 2 to 3 weeks and see how it goes. If you don't notice yourself to gain any extra lean muscle mass at all and you're having trouble maintaining your weight, then you could up it to 750 to 1,000 calories per day. Typically, I recommend the top 2 places to add calories are at breakfast and post-workout, because that typically is going to be where your body is highly metabolically active and a great time to add in those supplemental calories. So if you're trying to figure out where to add your calories, add them at breakfast, add them at post-workout. Now, as you gradually keep increasing your calories, another fantastic place to put them is at a pre-bed snack. So when you go to sleep at night, your body does a fantastic job of repairing lean muscle mass, building muscle, etc., which means you want to give it the building blocks that it needs to maximize recovery and build muscle. That means you need protein, but you need protein amidst high calories. So thinking through, maybe that's a smoothie made with milk, yogurt, banana, peanut butter, etc. Maybe that's a Greek yogurt, parfait with berries and honey and granola. Maybe that's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on whole grain bread with a big glass of whole milk. These are ways that you can optimize getting in calories and protein before you go to bed. So strategy number 1 for bulking right is gradually increase your calories and adjust accordingly based on what you're seeing your body do in regards to gaining weight and gaining muscle. Strategy number 2 is to prioritize nutrient-rich foods over junk foods. I said this at the beginning, but lots of athletes saying, I'm trying to gain weight, I can eat whatever I want. While sometimes that actually is the case and you may not see as many consequences or repercussion, if you are filling up on junk food like fried foods, processed, high sugar foods, you have a higher chance of also gaining body fat in addition to gaining muscle. So when you are putting those foods in your body, you're really not being able to optimize performance. When we talk about high quality performance, that is fueled with whole grains, lean protein, healthy fats, fruits, vegetables, dairy. Those are going to be the foods that ultimately provide your body with what it needs to get stronger, perform better, and recover faster. If, on the other hand, you're fueling it with junk food, fried foods, chips, soda, candy, really not the best fuel and often can contribute to inflammation in the body. So if you want to focus on really gaining high quality lean muscle mass and not adding that extra body fat mass, focus on quality when it comes to diet. So typically I tell people and athletes to try to live by the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time, do what you're supposed to with those nutrient-rich foods that I just listed. 20% of the time, by all means, go have French fries and, a soda or whatever you want that to be, have some candy, that's fine. The idea is that the majority of the time you're eating those nutrient-rich, high-quality foods that fuel performance and recovery. Now, I will say that when you are looking to gain lean muscle mass and gain weight, you typically can kind of live more by the 70-30 rule, and you probably won't notice any major repercussions or consequences. But if you find yourself gaining extra body fat that you don't want, then dropping back down to the 80-20 rule will be key. So, first strategy, really focus on gradually increasing your calories. Strategy number 2, focus on nutrient-rich calories over junk food. And then strategy number 3 is prioritize your meal timing. It's not just enough just to eat a bunch of food whenever you want. Get strategic with your meal timing. If you're trying to maximize muscle growth, you need to be giving your body nutrition and protein often throughout the daytime because your body is constantly rebuilding and repairing muscle. So you want to try to eat first thing in the morning at breakfast time with high quality protein, whole grain carbohydrate, dairy, fruit, etc., to help really fuel your body. And then focus on fueling every couple of hours, making sure that you're getting protein at each of those meals and snacks. If you're able to optimize meal timing, you're going to optimize muscle growth and muscle recovery, which is ultimately going to be key for helping you meet your goal of bulking up. So, as a strength athlete, it is key to bulk up the right way by increasing your calories gradually, focusing on those really high quality nutrient-rich foods over junk food, and then meal timing. Set an alarm on your phone, your watch, or computer to help you fuel up well. So I'd love to hear what strategies you've used to bulk up to gain lean muscle mass and decrease fat mass. Be sure to like our video and then hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all of our performance fueling tips.